Recently I was asked how I built this Warhammer 40,000 kill team board. So in this video I'm going to talk you through the process. First of all, as always, I started by sketching this out and then building this in 3D. I cut the shapes I needed from EVA foam and then stuck this to an MDF base. I used lots of materials for this, quite a lot of industrial stuff, so I've got some drywall tape here which is good for mesh flooring. I used PVC pipes, I also used lots of plastic straws throughout this build. Once I stuck everything down, I gave all my little terrain bits a test fit, and then I moved on to painting. For priming, I primed the whole board black, and then concrete areas grey, and metallic areas in a reddy brown. I used darker colours in the cracks and crevices, and I also added a loading bay with some nice yellow and black chevrons. Once I had the base colours down, I gave the metallic areas a dry brush, and I tidied up my chevrons on the loading bay. I added some finishing touches to the metallic areas, and then went about adding weathering to the board. Next up was for the messiest stage. This is where I mix PVA glue with tile grout, and this is really good for adding a textured base across the whole board. I added this where I felt like dirt might build up or there might be uneven ground. Once this had dried, I went over this with PVA glue, and then on top of that I sprinkled my ground cover mix that I make myself, which is based from tile grout and sand. Once that's partially dried, you then cover the whole thing in isopropyl alcohol and you spray it with a mix of PVA glue and water and leave it out to dry. And that essentially seals the basing material to the board. To break up the metallic areas, I added some last minute bit of wiring on top. And that brings us to the end of this build. Please feel free to reach out and let me know what you think or if you have any questions. I really enjoyed this one and I am planning on building more miniature sets and environments in the future. Got a lot of ideas and I've got the right filming equipment now, so please check out my work. Thanks!